Hey everyone, it's me again, Lizelle Bitubal, and welcome for the part 2 of our video. So for today's video, I am going to share to you my learnings about chapter 2, which tackles about performance assessment. So what is this performance assessment all about? So performance assessment engages the students in activities and tasks that require application of knowledge and skills through creating a presentation or a product. So this performance assessment is categorized into two different types, which are the alternative assessment and the authentic assessment. So now let's tackle about alternative assessment. So alternative assessment is any method that are different from the paper and pencil tests. This includes projects, portfolios, skits, or role plays, and etc. And then those are very far from the usual paper and pencil tests. And then the next one will be the authentic assessment. So authentic assessment, there is a direct examination of the student's ability to use knowledge to perform real life tasks. So examples for this are the observations, interviews, demonstrations, and even journalism, and etc. And then now let's proceed to the strengths and limitations of the performance assessments. So first is measure complex thinking items. Second is students are more engaged in active learning. Third is skills are assessed directly. Fourth, there are more opportunities to observe the process students use to arrive at responses. Fifth, students have an opportunity to demonstrate their learning in a different way. And then the last is students can practice working effectively with others. So these are just some of the strengths for the performance assessments. So basically, performance assessments allow collaborative learning, not just between the student and the teacher, but also between the learners and the learners. So it will not just test the knowledge of the learners, but also it allows the learners to be able to socialize with others. So that way, they will be able to help towards another. And also, this allows the teachers or the educators to observe the process of the learners upon doing the performance or the actual responses of the given tasks. And then this also allows active learning, and this measures complex thinking items since it is more on application of what they have learned through the performances or the product they are making. So the next will be the limitations of performance assessment. So the limitations lie in three areas, which are the reliability, sampling, and the time. So first will be the reliability. So there will be inconsistent student performance and scoring error. So since each learner varied from one another, so their capabilities are not the same to each other, so there will be inconsistency of the student performance. And also, with regards to the scoring error, there might be biases happening since this is a performance-based assessment. Next will be the sampling. So generalization can be more limited. So since there will be inconsistency when it comes to the student performance, so generalization will less likely to happen. So since there is diversity upon application of those knowledge, so you cannot actually say or generalize that the whole class have learned your discussions or the entire course. So next will be the time. So this type of assessment is very time consuming when it comes to constructions, the rubrics, the preparations, the observations, and other is the administering the exam or the assessment. So it will really take time in order for us to assess the learners regarding with their performances. So these are the learning targets for the performance assessment. So these are the deep understanding and reasoning, skills when it comes to reasoning, communication, or psychomotor tasks, and then lastly is the product. So all of these will become the learning target since this is a performance-based assessment. So this will be the basis whether the learners really have learned something. This will be the qualification when assessing those learners. These are some of the examples for the performance assessment. So first example are debates. So this teaches the students about varied viewpoints and opinions. There are various skills needed in order to participate in a debate that are also part of the learning targets in performance assessments. The next one will be performances. So this is a collaborative activity students can create, perform, and or provide a critical response. So examples for this are dances, dramas, recitals, and poetry.